Pauri, one of the Haridwar's most prominent ghats, sanitation workers have also found bottles filled with urine and large quantities of waste, including women's changing areas, which is inside those women changing areas. The scale of the cleanup operation is now significant. Municipal Corporation and district administration have launched a special cleanliness drive from August 12th to August 18th. Around 1,000 sanitation workers have been brought in from outside, while more than 80 vehicles are being used to remove and transport the waste. For the first time, drone cameras are also being used to identify garbage, hotspots, and help deploy cleaning teams quickly. The administration has also begun trials of solar sensor dustbins, which can send alerts when they are full. Local NGOs, civil society groups, and Swachh Doots have also been deployed to support the cleanup and create awareness among visitors. The Kanwar Yatra draws millions of devotees every year. But the aftermath in Haridwar raises a larger question. Can a pilgrimage of this scale be managed in a way that protects both the sanctity of the Ganga and cleanliness of the city? On this issue, I'm joined by Anil Sood, environmentalist. Sir, I mean to say this is... I have no words. I mean to say I'm questionless when I'm seeing this. Didn't they see this?
Yes. Karthike, thank you very much for having me on your show. I was asking myself two questions. When we can carry our faith hundreds of kilometers, we can surely carry our waste to the nearest dustbin. Number one. Number two, government is always aware. Government was always aware number of devotees coming and participating in this religious congregation. And government did not do anything. I repeat, government did not do anything to set up toilets, to set up dustbins. If Swachh Bharat mission is a national mission, is it permissible to give that mission indecent burial at the time of religious congregation? How can this be allowed and how it can happen? Governments were aware that yes, people will come, people will throw trash also. Where were the dustbins? Where were the urinals? All along way you had bandaras, all along way you had places for them to rest. All well done, but where were the toilets? Where were the trash bins? And what government did even to educate people before Kanwar Yatra started, those who were coming for picking up cover? Where was any message? Where was any warning? Where was any effort even to make them aware that don't litter the area, throw this in trash bins? So this is all, to my mind, utter failure of the government, despite knowing that this situation happens. It is not first time it has happened. Every time it has happened, but thankfully you have taken up this issue.
But Mr. Sood, you know what is the worst part? First of all, soil pollution, breaking of rules, noise pollution, lumpen elements on street, dancing to the Bollywood tunes. I mean to say, leave the environment aspect. Where is the bhakti? I mean to look at this.
Sir, there was one very senior police officer at one point in time confided in me that during this period, the crime is minimum. Because maximum criminals, they go for Kanwar Yatra because they get free food, they get everything for free, and this is for their enjoyment period. Hardly 10% are real, genuine cowards. You have seen other side also, when Janaza was passing through, they gave way to the Janaza respectfully. And you have seen the other side also, they have dragged police cops from the vehicle, beaten them, then tore their clothes apart. You have seen how the vehicles were damaged. You have seen how rowdy behavior they had been indulging. So this is not the faith. This is not the society which we have been thinking about, we had been talking about. The question, another serious question arises, what kind of education we are imparting to our children, be it anywhere, village or school, village or city. We teach our children how to wash your hands, how to pay respect to the seniors, Don't you think we have failed in our duty to tell our children not to strew trash here and there? Don't you think where this
But Mr. Sood,
waste will
this
be
this is the
disposed of?
environmental aspect, but the entire
Now,
lumpenization of this, such a, old tradition, lumpenization, and I will use this word with responsibility, of such an old,
see,
noble tradition is heartbreaking. And what they have done in Haridwar is also, Haridwar is fragile ecologically.
yes,
It's a small
yes,
place. I mean to say, it does not only belong to Kavadiyas. It
no,
belongs to
it
every
belongs
Hindu.
absolutely. And where they are going to dispose of this and how they are going to dispose of this trash is another $1 million question. Are they equipped? Are they geared up? Sensor drones, even NGOs help will not help. Sensors will not have. Drones will not help because damage has already been done. Where are you going to dispose of? How you are going to dispose of? That is $1 million question.
7,000 metric tons. I mean to say, there was
That
no,
it's not.
there was no, there was no regulation. कितने लोग आएंगे, कितने लोग जाएंगे, कहाँ ठहरेंगे. मतलब ये तो tip of the iceberg है. People have not debated
Yes.
it because it's a sensitive issue. I have chosen, taken a position to say this, boss, this is not right.
Yes, this you are absolutely right. See, government. That is why I use the word governments were comatose. Governments knew that how many people come every year, and numbers are multiplying. Then still, government preferred not to provide basic civic facilities to these
I'm
people.
really ashamed,
Government,
Mr. Sood, that this has happened. Nikhil Jain also joins me, advocate. Nikhil, I mean to say, I was just telling Mr. Sood, lumpenization, environmental degradation, lack of respect for a holy place, and, and there is no oversight also.
In fact, Karthik, I would like to take it a step further. So what Mr. Sood seems to suggest is that the government was incompetent and negligent in, controlling all of this, providing the right measures in place for all of this. I would argue that so far as the Uttarakhand, Delhi, and the Uttar Pradesh governments are concerned, they were patronizing all this sort of hooliganization and lumpen elements. We've seen very often leaders and politicians from the ruling party attack like hounds anybody who tries to raise a voice against it. See, we all respect the the Hindu system of Kavod. We all respect the people who are genuinely doing it for a religious end. But the people who are dancing shirtless on public streets, who are blasting DJs louder than I have ever seen anywhere, perhaps some concerts can be put to shame by those DJs who are flouting all sorts of rules, regulations, laws that there are with regards to pollution control, noise control, traffic. At 2 in the night, I myself have been witness to so many of them. And if you live in Delhi, anybody who lives in Delhi, they've seen all of that. But there is absolute patronizing. These people are being patronized by the BJP and the government and the government that they're running. What action is ever taken? What is there any action when some policeman is beaten up by these Kavadiyas? Is there any action? Supposed Kavadiyas, I would much rather want to call them mobs. Is there any action when the last time around they beat up a person who was a BSF personnel going to his duty in front of his child? Any action when some woman's car is vandalized? Any action when a police vehicle is vandalized? No action. And this is the same UP government where officers are seen kicking people for reading namaz on the road. Now, personally, I also believe that there should be some other place where people should offer their namaz or their prayers. Roads, public roads are not the right place for it.
Absolutely. I will say this on record. Public places, roads should not be blocked for namaz. I will say that on record. If I can criticize it, I will criticize that also.
Absolutely. And likewise, the roads are also not to carry out religious congregations of this nature. And frankly, these are not religious congregations. ये किसी हिंदू धर्म के स्क्रिप्चर में नहीं लिखा होगा कि आप डीजे बजा के साथ में इतने सारे लंपन एलिमेंट्स को लेके आप ये सब दंगाबाजी करो. ये कहीं नहीं लिखा है. This is not a religion, and we have all grown up in this country. We've seen Kanwar Yatras since years and years and decades. But this kind of madness that has started in the past 4-5 years.
And Nikhil, have you noticed one thing? The sort of noise pollution which is also happening. I mean to say, it's a Kanwar Yatra is an act of piety. आप गंगा का पानी लेके जा रहे हैं. It's an act of piety. आप वो पानी दूर दराज लेके जा रहे हैं. वहाँ बॉलीवुड के गाने बज रहे हैं, डीजे हैं उसमें. ये क्या तरीका है?
There are women dressed as Hindu goddesses who are dancing on trucks in quite a vulgar manner. I really don't understand. Does this not appall Hindu sentiments? Does this not appall the sentiments of the party which claims to be the biggest rakshak of Hindus? This is not Hindu religion. This is not the Hindu faith. This is not Shiv Bhakti. This is just Gundagardi. But there's absolute patronizing by this. And like I said, the light shows also. I don't know if you've seen a covered light show in front of you, but honestly, I don't think anything other than Dubai or Las Vegas has a better and stronger light than what these people are carrying this time around.
No, we have an environmentalist, Mr. Sood is there. आप गाड़ी किनारे से नहीं निकाल सकते हैं. आपकी गाड़ी वाइब्रेट होने लगती है पूरी.
Sir, I don't know where these authorities, cops were sleeping, why these state pollution control boards were sleeping. Did anyone investigate who spent money on these DJs? Did anyone try to even intercept these people? Answer is no. Because they are showering rose petals on them. What is this going on? How can you hold entire state to ransom, blocking the highway? And again, on Kanwar Yatra route, you are prepared to sacrifice almost 1 lakh trees? What is this sheer madness going on? Where are we heading to as a nation? Can we allow such vandalism, brazen violation of all the laws, and authorities just keep sleeping? Why? When you and me use pressure horn, or you and me play loud music, cops come running on simple complaint by neighbor. But where were they when all this is happening for last so many days? So it is. There were cases ambulance were struck. In one side is for Kanwar, another side traffic. The photographs show a huge traffic jam, and ambulances were caught. What is this going on?
Okay.
How can you block entire traffic?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, these visuals will shock any person who sees what has happened in Haridwar. But do you think, Nikhil, that this lumpenization has taken place on purpose?
Absolutely. I'm not sure if it is Sunil Sharma or some other popular internet commentator. They have a very interesting theory about this. They say that the BJP allows people to do this so that, you know, madness ka pressure wall rahe. That instead of trying to give them jobs, see, a lot of these people, we all know they are unemployed youths. Nobody with a 9-to-5 corporate job or a legal practice or a shop or a business is going to do the madness for you. These are unemployed. They need something to do, and they're patronizing them and allowing them to do all of this. Mr. Sood says that where was the pollution control board, where was police? Very right questions put by him. But the problem is, how is the police commissioner supposed to act, or the police DGP supposed to act when the chief minister is ordering showering of pills on these people? Everybody knows the kind of political patronage these people enjoy. No officer in his or her right mind is going to take action against them. Anybody who does, take it from me, they'll be transferred, perhaps even suspended. And that is why there is no action.
Absolutely. I think it should be, absolutely. I hope some sort of reform takes place in terms of the noise pollution, the roadblocks, and the sort of thing which we witnessed today has happened in Haridwar. I don't know, these are not the nice visuals to be seen, but I'm putting them on here so that people should realize that's the uglier side of this Kanwar Yatra, which should be an act of piety, has been taken over by hooligans. Thank you, Nikhil, and thank you, Mr. Sood, for joining me. But it's time for a short break. After this break, we'll examine the political confrontation and the huge fight that has broken over this Shuddhikaran ceremony in Haldwani.